Hi everyone, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome to my channel where we talk about cross stitch, knitting, and every once in a while crochet. Usually we talk about the whips, my plans, any purchases that happen through the week. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. This week, I wanted to finish up a pair of socks for summer sock camp with the Crazy Sock Lady and start my final pair of socks that I want to complete for this event. The event started on June 1st and runs through the end of this month. And so far, I think I have made 6 pairs of socks, but once summer sock camp ends, we will go ahead and do a rundown of everything that I have accomplished. So last week, if you remember, I was working on another pair of the My First Socks by Marley Bird using the Chic Sheep by Marley Bird by Red Heart. I was using the Mimosa colorway, and I finished the one sock, and then I got down to the toe of the second sock, and I realized I'm not going to have enough of this yarn. So what I did was I finished the second sock with Sunset. One of my coworkers actually walked by and she goes, "What are you making, Winnie the Pooh socks?" I thought that was kind of cute because they are perfect colors for Winnie the Pooh. It just was not planned that way. So I finished that one, and then I ripped out the toe that I had already done in the first sock. So now they are matching. So I have a pair of Mimosa with Sunset toes. Actually, I think it would have looked really cool if I had known I was going to run out. I would have actually made the cuffs and the heels in the Sunset as well. That really would have made a cute sock, but I didn't realize I was going to run out. I thought I was going to have just enough. So then last week I talked to you about the Opal yarn that I got from one of my local yarn shops, and that they said that it was a DK, but the information I found on it said it was actually more of a sport weight, which is a little bit thicker than fingering, and that I was going to do a wrap test, a wraps per inch test to see how much bigger it was than the fingering weight I've been using. The fingering weight was 16 wraps per inch. This was 14 wraps per inch. So I decided to go ahead, after I knit almost an entire cuff with a size 3 at using the DK pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, I'm like, nope, this isn't going to work. So I actually went down to my size 2, US size 2 needles, same sock recipe that I had used for my other fingering weight socks. What it's doing is kind of making a little bit of a denser fabric, which I do not mind in my socks at all. I think it's working out quite well, and this is how far I've gotten this week. This is sock number 1. I'm doing a knit 1, purl 1, twisted rib, which just simply means you're knitting the knit stitches in the back loop versus the front loop. I got the entire leg done, and I think I did 40 rows, slip stitch heel, and I just completed this morning at church, I completed the gusset stitches. And for those of you wondering, what do you mean you did that at church? When I go on Sundays, I work in the broadcast room on the broadcast team, and I help with the broadcasting the sermon to Facebook and YouTube. And during that time, I have a couple of pockets where I'm waiting on the worship team during practice, so I am able to knit a little bit. And I finished quite a few rows. I think I had, I was probably about here. I think I had 5 decrease rows on the gusset stitches left. And then 6 more rows I completed, but some of it I did in the car after we left. So I got quite a bit done for a week, especially since I really wasn't planning on working on that so much because I have, 2+ weeks to go before summer sock camp is over. But that's okay. That will give me a little bit of a bubble to get the second sock done. So we'll see how far I get this week. Okay, that means we're on to cross stitch because I didn't do any crocheting this week. I have so many things. I don't even know if I'll ever get back to that crochet. I think I only have one crochet project on the hook right now, and it's a temperature blanket for 2019, and I just don't know if I will ever do it. So I don't know. I want to complete it, but it's so tedious. Okay, so then we are to cross stitch whips. Last week the wheel spin landed on Bee Study by Kathy Barrick, and I was almost all the way done with this part of the book and the book spine. So let's see what I got done this week. Not as much as I wanted, but I didn't have a great week this week for whatever reason. I don't know why. No biggie. It just didn't get as much progress done. So this week I finished the body. I had the little stripes to do in the bee. I finished the stripes here on this bee. I finished the rest of this little black checkered border here. I put in the word bee, finished my name, and then I moved on to the back page of this project. And, okay, let's see. So I started to put in the border, and then I started to put in this border that goes all the way around. And it's pretty tedious. It's hard for me to count. So then what I decided to do was put this ledge in, and that ledge the bee skep is going to sit on. So then when I get that ledge done, I can start working on the bee skep, and then I can come down and do some border, work on the bee skep, come and do some border. That way I won't get overwhelmed with it, because it is pretty intense and there's a lot of counting. I was having a hard time knowing where I was at on the pattern and if I was doing it correctly. So I was getting just a tad frustrated because I had no idea if I was in the right spot. So I got on the right track and I was able to get a little bit. I think I put in 2 strands. I think 2 strands in the side piece right here. Let me show you again. I think this is 2 strands. And then this is 2 strands. So I did put quite a bit into this. It just doesn't look like it. So if I can put 1 strand into the bee skep and 1 strand into the border, then I will finish it. It's just that way I won't get overwhelmed with the counting, I think. All right, so that was that wheel spin. Then I had a pandemic. I did not get all of my strands in for the week like I wanted to. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest week for me in regards to my projects, but it's okay because I do have some progress. So on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, I finished page 5, which this little thing right here is the middle of page 4 and 5. So I was able to finish that up and then start page 4, which is this part here. I've started, well, yeah, from this I already had done below my finger. So I've done that so far. So we're coming along. I have, let's see, page 1, 2, and 3 haven't been started yet. And then the bottom row, page 6, 7, 8, I need to finish those pages as well. Some of them are in progress already, so they're not full pages that need to get done. But I'm feeling pretty good because so far in August, I have completed 1 full page and then some other stuff. So if I can get page 4 plus some other work done on page 3, then I will feel that I'm in a pretty good spot. And even though I have a goal of getting it done in October, if it takes me a little bit longer to finish that, then I'm okay with it as long as it's done in 2021. I want to walk away from this year with this huge project completed. So we'll see what happens. All right, so then the wheel spin for this week landed on, let's see, Witching Hour by the Prairie Schooler. Last time I worked on it, I finished all of this. With the exception of the owl, I think I need to do his eyes. Oh, sorry. Both Bee Study and Pandemic are being done on 28 count Monaco. Pandemic is I believe it's antique white, and Bee Study, I coffee and tea dyed it, and I don't remember what it started off as. So, but Witching Hour I'm doing also on 28 count white, which I believe to be antique, or 28 count Monaco antique white, I believe. So here is the progress that I'm starting with this week. So I finished the tree, the pumpkin that he was holding, the word yes, and the owl's finished except for his eyes. I believe he's got eyes. Yes, they're orange. So, and a little bit of the smoke coming off the house. I got that done as well. So then this week, I hope to be able to get the fence and the numbers done. So we'll see how far I get along on that, but that is the plan. Now that I actually got I was working on both the worsted weight socks and the fingering weight sock at the same time this week. And now that I've finished those, I should be able to have more time to do the cross stitching as well, because I won't have, basically I was working on 4 projects last week, and this week I only have 3. So I do have another piece of fabric saved in here for the little ornaments that are included with this chart. Because you usually always get the big chart, but then you always get some kind of smaller piece that comes along with. So, all right, and then also I have just one purchase. I have more than that. I got my daughter some floss for her projects. She hasn't stitched in over a year, and then all of a sudden she's like, well, if I had a frame to put it on, that, you know, like a Q-snap or something, then I would stitch. I don't like stitching in hand because it's too big of a project. I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me that over a year ago? Because I would have gotten for you. So my husband went to Home Depot and got the PVC and the supplies needed to make her a frame like mine that I have Pandemic on. And so then we got her, we didn't get her, she bought some Q-snap replacement clamps herself. She bought them, and the day that they came in, I got home from work, she already had her project snapped onto the frame. She was ready to go, and she started stitching. So that was really exciting. So I did get her the floss that she needed to be able to continue on with that project, because at the time we kitted it up, we were not able to get all of them for whatever reason. I think maybe that shopping trip we were over budget or something. So that was part of what I got this week. Then the other part is secret stitch number 2. I think I may have mentioned it a while ago, that I did the Bigfoot bunch for my husband for Father's Day. So Christmas is coming up, whether we like it or not, it's coming. But also his birthday is on the 1st of December, so 24 days before that. So I don't know if this present will be for Christmas or birthday, but it is definitely for him to go with Bigfoot bunch. And it is called Abominable Bundle. So it's very similar to the Bigfoot bunch, except for, you know, it's Yetis instead. And it has a little baby here and a mama hiding up there, which I think is just perfect for our family because there's the 3 of us. Now, what I'm not going to enjoy is little baby, which you not really be able to see on here, but the entire head of that baby is 1/1 stitching, just like the Bigfoot bunch. And I accomplished it. I saved it for last, and I got it accomplished. However, it was not the easiest thing for me to do, and it could be just because it was only the second time that I've ever tried over 1 stitching. I don't have brown, well, I do have brown fabric, but here's the thing. I want it to be the same size as the Bigfoot bunch, which I stitched on 28 count Monaco. So I don't know if I'm going to see what I have and see if it's 28 count, because I do have some Tin Roof by Weeks Dye Works, which would probably be a great color for this. But if it's not 28 count, it's not going to end up being the same size. So I may look into getting some brown colored 28 count Lugana or something. So that's the plan for that, to have that for my husband. So this pattern is going to hide up here until I'm ready to kit it up, and because it's, I don't think I have any of these floss colors on here. Snowball, I don't see, and I'm all for stretching my budget, so doing the DMC conversion, which the DMC conversion is B5200. Snowball is good, but I just don't know about the effect that you get from the variegation in the thread to make it worth my money. So we will see. This one also calls for pine needles, just like the other one did, but I converted it to a different color, so I will probably go ahead and use that same color to try to tie things in. So we'll see. We'll see. I just think it's so cute, and I don't know if you can tell, but he's got teeth. Big teeth sticking out. So, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, so that's everything that I've worked on and purchased last week. The plans for this week is to continue working on Pandemic and try to diligently and with discipline get my 56 strands in for the week, because I did not even come close this last time. And to get that section done on witching hour, and to finish up this sock so that way I can start the second sock and have it done by August 31st. And also remember that socks do not take a very long time. You still have about 2.5 weeks if you want to jump on board with the summer sock camp with Crazy Sock Lady. You start and finish a pair during the time frame and post it in the Ravelry group, and you are entered to win a prize. And who doesn't like prizes? So if you have not yet jumped on board, I will go ahead and link her Ravelry group below. You can go and check it out. Now, the way that she runs her sock camp is like camp. There's different cabins you can be in. 9-inch circular, magic loop, DPNs, and then wild card, because there's different ways to knit socks. And that could be like 2 circular needles or something like that. She goes over all of that in each cabin. So there's a welcome thread for each cabin, and then there's a finished object thread or an FO thread for each cabin as well, so you can go in and see what everybody else has completed thus far. It is not too late for you to join. If you want to do that, go ahead and click the link below to go to the Ravelry group and see what's going on. So I hope that you found some encouragement and inspiration here today. I hope that you continue crafting and have some great progress this coming week. And I will see you back here on Sunday with another update video of how much I've got accomplished on these projects. Until then, see ya.